welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jackie. Welcome. So today I'm going to be talking about how I dye my hair at home. I did a video when I first started my channel over maybe a year ago, but I decided to film it again because I didn't really like the result of my video. So I know this is a topic that everybody researches here on YouTube, so I thought I would re-film the whole process for you guys. I'm going to be showing you step by step of the whole process. So I'm just gonna jump right into the video because I know people research this and they just want me to get to the point. So yeah, so I do have footage of every step like I mentioned. I did this myself, so I did my roots, my highlights, and then I toned my hair. So I'm gonna be talking about every single step. Now I've been doing this for about 3 years now. I did do my hair professionally by a hairstylist, and I did that for about, let's say, 5 to 6 years. A constant every month and a half I would be there and do my hair. And the reason why I got into doing it myself was because I was traveling for a long period of time, so I couldn't go to my hairdresser. So this is how the end result. Is it perfect? Is it exactly what I wanted? No. But is it okay? Am I okay to walk in public with this hair? Yes. For something that I did myself, I think it's okay. And yeah, I can go outside without trying to hide my hair. So for a beginner, the first thing you want to do is make sure you have your setup ready. Alright, so right now I'm going to be showing you my setup. I'm going to be showing you how I lay everything out and also how I place mirrors to look at the back of my head. So this is definitely going to help those people who are alone, who maybe at that particular moment don't have anybody to help them to dye their hair. So very easy. I'm going to show you how you can place some mirrors, and that way you can look at the back and dye the back as well, right? Because we want an even coat. That's very important when we dye our hair. So I'm going to be showing you that right now. Right, so this is how everything looks. Let me see. I got my counter there. So I laid everything out. My tripod is there, and I'm going to be placing my camera on there. So I just took plastic bags and I covered the counter, obviously, because if you spill a dye, you don't want your counter to get ruined. Here I've got what I need. So I've got my developer, I've got my hair dye, I have some extra right there if I need some. I've got my measuring cup, my bowl, I have this little key thing to help me with the hair tubes. Gloves, very important. I just wash them every time I use, and I keep using the same ones. That way I don't buy and waste money. I've got some hair clips, bobby pins, a hair tie. I've got my little brush here, combs. This one's perfect to section your hair. So that's pretty much what I will be needing right now. So when it comes to the mirrors, what you need is basically 2 mirrors facing each other, and then you're going to place yourself between those mirrors. So I'm not going to use this big one. I'm going to actually be using this one right here. It's big, so it's perfect. And I've got this cabinet, and it's what's it called? You have those mirrors on. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be opening this one up like that. So I've got that mirror now, and it's facing this one here. So if I place myself, the reflection, you can totally see the back of my head. What's awesome is that if you really face them evenly when you turn around, and if you have to work on the other side, you're going to be able to see yourself as well. So there you go. So once you have all that ready and your mirrors are positioned and ready to go, make sure you just do like a little test before you go on and do your mix and apply it on your hair. Alright, second thing I'd like to do once my setup is all ready to go, and that is before mixing anything. So it is to prepare and section my hair. It is very important, especially if you're doing it yourself, if you're a beginner, to work with sections, because you're going to avoid you know, like, you're gonna avoid missing areas. So when you work in sections, you can really focus on each area, and you will not make the mistake of, you know, not covering a certain spot, and then when you're done you have a black spot. I'm gonna show you some footage as well of how I section my hair, and it's very important to, like I said, do this step. It's going to be much easier to work with your sections than just going randomly around your head, right? So I'm going to show you a little footage about that. Alright, so once your sections are ready to go and you're comfortable with your setup and you're comfortable with your sections, make sure you apply a little bit of body lotion around your face, on your neck, in case a little bit of dye falls onto your skin. You're going to be able to wipe it off and it's not going to stain. I like to go with a dye that is a level around maybe 8 or 9. This is very complicated because there are so many ways, so many formulas to get to a certain result. Now, I am a natural level 3, I would say, so I have a lot of red undertones because you know, that makes those beautiful browns and those, you know, brunette colors are so beautiful. But of course I have a lot of red undertones, so what happens if I strip away all of the black? The red comes out, so you need to cancel all of that. Now, what I've learned is I always go with a hair dye, a level 8. I always go with a level 8 to lighten my hair, so to lift it. And I always go with ashy and violet undertones because that's going to cancel all like the orange or the redness. Now, it's not 100%, but it does help a lot. So I am going to put a video below from Sylvia. Her channel is ELLEBANGS, and I get all my information from her. She's amazing. She's a blonde specialist, so she just came up with a video on how you can measure your natural hair color, so the level of your natural hair color, and that could help you a lot. So I'm gonna link that below. I'm using now the color Brilliance by Ion, or is Ion by color Brilliance. It's the permanent hair color, and they don't carry one level with both undertones, so I have to mix two. So I go with the 8 ashy and 8 violet. I'm going to show footage on how I mix everything. Alright, so now I'm ready to do my mix. I'm gonna do 6 ounces in total. So I'm gonna be using 3 ounces of the permanent cream hair color and 3 ounces of the developer. So basically 1.5 each. So this is 1.5 actually. So I'm just gonna pour that into the bowl. This key is super helpful. You can find it at Sally Beauty Supply. So I forgot to put my gloves, so I'm just gonna put my gloves down. So I've got about 1.5 ounces there. So you have the little measurements here, so that's how I eyeball it. Whoop. About there. And now I am ready to mix in my developer, and for that I'm going to be using 3 ounces. So here we go. I like to put it on a hard surface, and I think that's pretty much it. And I'm just going to mix all this. Now you don't want to waste what's in there, so what I like to do is just grab a straw or anything you have and just get that product out of there. You don't want to waste any precious product. Alright, so that's about it. I'm going to be washing that after. And now I'm ready to mix everything. So there you go. You have a nice mix. Alright, so now I'm ready to apply the hair dye. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it. This is the footage right here. Alright, I am ready to dye my hair. So first, I always start with the perimeter of my face, so all along the hairline. As you can see, I'm working with the front right side, and I am making sure I'm saturating every area. As you can see, I'm putting a lot of product on there, and then here I am moving on to the left side. So don't forget to saturate, guys. It is very important, especially if you want to lift your hair. Here I am, I'm ready to work on the back of my head, so again along the hairline, and especially with the back of your hair, for me it is the hardest to lift, so I make sure I apply double product if I need to. So here I am working on my T-zone, so this line goes from the front of the forehead to the back of the neck. Also I coat both sides, as you can see here. I make sure also that I saturate very well, and then I am ready to work with on the back of my head. So once I'm done here with the front, I'm going to be showing it to you in a minute. So here I am working on the back here. I'm still working on that T-zone, as you can see, before I start working with my sections. This is a trick I learned from my hairstylist, and every video I see of professionals doing hair, especially the root, they work with this technique. So here I am working on the line that divides the front from the back. So this line goes from ear to ear. So as you can see, I'm coating both sides as well. And then I am ready to work with the back. So once I've done the T-zone and the hairline, I go and work with my first section. I always like to comb my hair. It is better when it comes to separating sections. You don't get any knots or anything like that. So here I am. I like to comb as well, just to separate that line even more. And then I coat this bottom part here, as you guys can see, and I also coat that top part. Now a lot of people don't do that. I love to do it, especially because I have dark hair and I really want my hair to lift. So I like to coat both sides, and that's basically the technique with this back side. I try to go slow and try to work with small sections, and I try to do straight lines as I section the hair. Sometimes it is a little bit crooked,
So when I find that my line is not as straight, I just resection it one more time until I get like a straight line. Now it's not never going to be perfect, especially if you're doing it art yourself, because obviously you're looking at the back of your hair through a mirror. So but do the best as you can, and you will see it is not that complicated. So here I am working on the left side. It's the same principle. So once again, try to work with straight lines. And if you don't get it in your first shot, just try to do it one more time so you can work with clean sections. And it's going to be a lot easier to coat your hair evenly with the hair dye. So here I am finally working on the front. Now this is super easy, obviously, because you can see yourself, and also because we have less hair on the front of our head. So in total, this took me like 20 minutes, 25 max. It wasn't that long. I'm telling you, when you work with sections, I know I'm repeating myself, but it is the best way to go, and it is the way to go if you are doing it by yourself. And I promise you, you will get beautiful results when it comes to your hair. So like I said, in total it took me 20 minutes, and I am very happy with the results.
So once I'm done with my roots, I go on and apply a plastic wrap. It could be a plastic bag all over my head, and that's going to keep the product warm, because the warmth of my head is going to warm up the product, and that will make the product active throughout the time you have it on your head. So I like to do that, and when I touch my head, I do feel the warmth, like the product is warm, not cold. So that's very, very important. So I leave that for about 35 minutes before I rinse it out. And now this is my hair after the roots. I'm wearing, by the way, the same shirt because I thought sometimes, you know, when you wear different colors, your hair color looks different. And also on different lightings, your hair will look different as well. So if I'm under like a very yellowy light, my hair will look yellow, or if I'm under like bright lights, like LED lights, my hair looks a lot ashier. So that has a lot to do with it as well. So this is my hair after I applied my roots. So I'm also showing you guys how even of a coat I got, like I didn't miss any spots, and that's very, very important. And yeah, and it lifted evenly as well. So that for me, it is a perfect application. So once I did my roots, I, by the way, do this this process in like 2 days. Okay, so this particular time it took me 3 days because I tried something new and it didn't really work, so I had to go back to what I was always doing. So I kind of did it in 3 days. But what I like to do is on day 1 I do my roots, and that's it. I let it air dry. I do not blow dry my hair because I don't want to fry it up. And next day, once it's all dry, I can go in and do my highlights.
So there you have it, guys. This is part 1 on how I dye my hair at home by myself with no help. Here are some pictures, the before and after. You can really see how dark my roots were, and I'm very happy with the end result. It is a tiny brassy, but I did cancel all that with toning. I actually ended up toning twice because I was trying actually something new, and it didn't really came out as intended. So I went ahead and toned it a second time with the regular process I always use, with what I always use. So next video, I'm going to be showing you how I do my highlights and how I tone my hair. If you guys are interested, please stay tuned. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this helped in some way. If you guys have any questions, please write to me in the comment section below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.